right, so it is day 3 at the Pro Superstar Shootout, and 2.0 is out of commission. I got to get some repairs done to that. So tomorrow we're going to rip the block out and everything, take that stuff up north, leave the car down here so that we can work on getting that together. But today we'll take you through the track. There's lots of cool people here to talk to and maybe give you some behind the scenes of some of the teams. Maybe we can get some of the guys to talk to us and on camera, that is. And hey, give you some secrets behind the scenes of a nitro race that it's Florida. It's February and it's not snowing here. It's 85 degrees. So hey, we'll see what we got. All right, so to take you a little in depth on today's video or yesterday's video where it went through what had happened, the damage, but why it happened. No retainer spring problems on it. We do have the valve cover on here. We got this packaged up to take it back to Michigan, but no retainer pump. All the springs still in place, everything. Just literally the tulip of the valve, which basically, I mean, one caused the other. Which one happened first? Not sure, but it basically just broke the valve. So you could just say that that is cycle life on the valves. Not sure at what point. I mean, obviously you can't imagine the RPM that these are moving at. So one came off, banged the head, broke the other one as everything was going up and down. I mean, all that happens a fraction of seconds. And this valve, the intake valve, was actually found in the runner of the opposite side cylinder head. So it was in number 4, I believe, on the opposite side of the engine. This is number 1. So it made it through, and somehow, because you can never imagine how that stuff happens, but how it got to where it got to, the world will never know. We assumed it went out the header and that we wouldn't find it, but then when we pulled the other head off last night, that's when we found it over on the other side. So like, that is one of life's great mysteries, is how did it go from here
over the top of the motor,
somehow get into here, into the intake, to get up in the other side? Because it didn't go this method, it didn't make it through there. So it went through here and made it up through here. Well, I can't even reach it with my finger, but here into the intake, which is over there, out the intake, or out into that side, and ended up in the intake, behind the intake valve on the opposite cylinder head. So all of that happened in a fraction of a second. I mean, from the time the car broke it to the time the car shut off. So we were at probably 8,000 RPM. Bearings in here, I mean, bearings look freaking brand new. So if you look at that, there's absolutely zero wear on the bearings. So all of that's perfect. Seems like everything was good. I mean, it just literally was a valve broke. None of our valve springs are broke. No retainers dropped, nothing. So, I mean, all our stuff's perfect other than the valve breaking. And going through it yesterday, the valves have been in here for about 2 years. Lots of runs on them, not a lot of street miles on them. And when you look at stuff, you just say like, what's the lifespan? I mean, how many runs should you get out of a set of valves? And I mean, these are titanium valves, but it's the same as like with the rods. I mean, rods in a pro mod car, I mean, they're getting 25 to 30 runs on a set of rods, and then they're replacing the rods. Well, what does that equate to when we put all this stuff on street driving? Because I mean, we're driving this thing for hours on end, and it's like, well, what equates? Like, is it the load of making all the power? Because obviously on the street we're not making all that power. Or is it the revolutions? What is that wear point? So, and then the other two, both our turbos need gone through because there was debris in both exhaust pipes. So debris went through both turbos, and so those will have to go back to Precision for them to look at it. Obviously our oil pump, we're gonna have to disassemble our oil pump and go through all of that stuff. And But you always say it could be worse. So, but that's a little more breakdown on the breakage yesterday and what we guess happened. You told me your comments, but I mean, there's no, like, I mean, everything was burning right. So like, there's nothing as far as ring problems or anything with the engine whatsoever, other than we broke a valve. And I know that I probably said in the other video about dropping a valve, because we didn't, I mean, I don't know, like typically when you drop a valve, it means the retainer, like something happens with the tip and it falls down into the cylinder. Ours literally are just broke off. So everything, spring side, retainer side, all of that valve is still there, and it's just, but you got to remember the harmonics of this valve, because you have the long stem on it, and this thing is, I mean, when it goes down, I mean, obviously you got that stem, so there's like some micro vibration that is always happening with this thing, to where it is always shaking. So who knows? We'll get it fixed up and see what happens. But I guess now on to the rest of the nitro race today.
2025 is gonna be sick! And Sick Week is only the beginning. In June is the 3rd annual Sick Summer, another triumphant return to the heartland of the Midwest. In August, there's Michigan Miles, a week-long drag and drive in Sick's home state with 5 days of racing and the Woodward Dream Cruise. In October, Sick Smokies, an 8-day, 8-mile racing adventure through the Appalachian Mountains, from cruising downtown Nashville to taking on the legendary Tail of the Dragon. But before all that, Sick is hosting 2 weekend events inspired by the former NMCA NMRA racing series. April 10th to 12th is Sick at the Rock, Rockingham Dragway in North Carolina. May 29th to 31st, Sick on the Green, Beach Bend Raceway, Kentucky. Sickness is guaranteed. Go to the website, sickthemagazine.com.
Be gentle on with it. Don't break it.
Can you see over the dash?
Already broken.
Yeah, I can see over.
Broken, right?
But my feet.
Ready to race?
All right, so Antron went from, they changed chassis yesterday, but he went from a blown tire ruining a chassis to their backup chassis to #1 qualifier. So I think they said they're on their third, what do you say, their third rear gear?
Yeah, third rear end for the day.
So, no, we're talking about the car.
Oh, second car, third rear end.
Once again, we're talking about the race cars, Bob. So like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You got me on that one.
Well, just look how these are too, because it's like not like our 4.9 inch. Literally, it's the whole top off. Way different than anything we run, like very unique. So it's like a top loader, but I mean, it says it's a 12-inch gear, so I wonder if it is the same gears we use. They install them differently. Not sure. All you do is let go of the button. Back to work, all you do is let go of the button.
That'd be crazy, man. You doing good, brother?
Oh yeah.
How's everything going?
Dude, it was awesome yesterday. From a blown tire to a new chassis to #1 qualifier.
Oh, Lord, man. I tell you what, it's not, you can't script them stories. It's like last year we won the championship, all the adversity that you got to go through. But one thing I keep on finding out about my team and all these guys that work on is that they're resilient. No matter how hard the times get, no matter what they put them through, we bounce back. And that last pass, we were only going to make a half-track pull, but we ended up going all out. Like I showed off early though. I showed off about 870 feet.
Dang.
So we missed it by probably about 12th out. We added to the ET. That's why we only went 320. But besides that, that was a really great run because we've been pushing to try to run those numbers for quite some time. And now that we did, we know we're capable of doing it, and we've been 65 before, 66, 67, but we've been pressing, we haven't been able to get there. But the main thing for us is the way my team brought that car out the trailer between rounds, put it on the ground, put it all together.
Well, I heard from your team that this car was pissed off that it was in the trailer, so somehow it sabotaged the other car so that it could come out.
I don't think it's sabotage, but it was sitting up there talking about, you forgot about me? No, but all of our cars are great race cars. A new race car, ain't nothing wrong with it either. I mean, we never pushed on it yet. One good thing about our PPRC chassis that we get there from Brownsburg, Indiana, is that they do a great job of building them all the same. Where we could, like, we like that brand new car. First pass that came out, took it down the racetrack, went right down the racetrack, A to B, straight and true. So when you got that kind of confidence in a chassis builder, you're good. And for us, we was at the point, we were at that point that Friday night, we had a plan to get after it, and that's what we did. Just we had to deal with a different car.
Right. Now I hear, though, ring gears may be an issue.
Well, we all been having issues with the rear end gears in our cars in top fuel, and don't know what's been happening, what's going on. And but we've been working on it, just keeping our eye close onto it, because a lot of people have been having a lot of problems and issues with it, and we don't want to be one of them. You know what I mean? And we're trying to catch the
Well, no,
problem.
I hear you're running out of them for the weekend, so you might be borrowing some if you do.
Oh no, we still got more. We got 4 rear ends. That's one thing that we're not shy on. Our chassis don't have 2 or 3. We actually have 4. We have enough for a 2-car team.
Right.
So the main thing is we hurt one on the other car with the tire blowout. It tore that one up. So that was not good. The gear's good, but it broke on the housing on the side of it. So we gotta get that fixed. But that's just part of the game.
I'll let you get to work. Thanks, Antron.
Anytime,
Good seeing
bro.
you.
Thank you.
All right, Sick Insurance. It's to protect your car on the road. It does not protect you in situations like this, however. I wish it did, because that's the situation we're in right now. But on the street, Sick Insurance, it'll insure my Street Legal Pro Mod. It'll insure your drag and drive car. Always on the street, and unfortunately never on the track. And definitely doesn't cover engine damage from, we'll call that normal wear and tear. But sickinsurance.com.
What's going on? What brings you out here, Sean?
Oh, just came to check out the races. Can't get away from them. We're in Florida, so we may as well watch racing. I go back home and it's going to be minus 30, and I won't see racing for 3-4 months. So
you obviously stayed down here after sick week. Were you doing
yeah.
anything with the car down here?
Well, I was gonna, but we broke the car. So we had a whole bunch of stuff planned with the car, but it's broken right now. So we limped it through the last 2 days. But surprisingly enough, we made our fastest pass with it broken. Yeah, so we were gonna go hunt 10s up at Gainesville with it, just to try and get a 10 out of it with it broke, but I don't know if it's gonna happen now. We're in vacation mode, and we might have to do the vacation thing.
I think I saw you at a water park or something.
Yeah. We were at the Gators last year.
you were?
Yeah, they well, I went and did Frank Hawley's, and then
I got kicked off social media about 8 months ago. So
oh, okay.
You been a bad boy?
Bastards! I got kicked off social media, Facebook and Instagram. Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, I got sucked.
I got sucked. Well, that's okay. He went to go see Trump the other day. Everything's going to be all right.
This is for Tom Bailey and everybody at Sick Magazine for coming out here and having a lot of fun.
You were meant to race for this, though.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Look at that.
But it's a good story, right? That's what
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all about.
Exactly. The trophy you didn't do anything for.
Well, you
broke
showed
it.
up. You were
Right.
here. You broke it. You broke, right?
It says winner on it, though. What is
That's
that? What
right.
does the word winner actually mean?
Of most carnage, first day. So
Yeah. And if you want, you could drill a hole in this and grind everything up and shove all the pieces in there, and then seal it back up. And now you got a story.
all right, we are racing at the Ford Performance Challenge, and but it's a time deal, so I don't know if we'll all get to go do it at the same time, but we'll see.
What is it going to go?
Riley?
Bailey.
Okay, go ahead and climb in and buckle up. Buckle up, buckle. Aiden. A-Y-D-A-N. D-A-N. Okay, last initial. B. Climb in, buckle up a little bit. Hold the brake down. Hold the brake down. Hold the brake. All right. Let go of the gas. Hold the brake down. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hold your brake down. Just hold your brake down. Let go of the gas. Go. Hold the brake down. There you go. There you go. You're good to go.
Still right.
I won the Ford race, 49.69 lap time.
Now we're doing the 6-beer challenge. We have 6 beers and back in the seat.
Curl Boots and Curl Tequila, but soon to be private labeled Sick Tequila, right?
That is correct.
So it'll be Sick the Magazine Tequila. So coming to a store near you.
Bring it on.
And it's not gonna be headaches the day after. So that's gonna be nice with that. It was no chemicals. So it's gonna be more
So how many
tasty.
did you have to drink to figure out that there would be no hangover?
After one bottle, technically you don't know what are you doing. So it's a what size bottle? The normal one, 3/4 little. So that's gonna be
The Cuadra boys, Cuadra. Am I saying that right?
Cuadra. That's fine.
Cuadra. They went head to head. So and those are the twins, right?
That's correct.
So,
David and Christian, they're the twins.
yep.
And they're twins with the fingerprints, these ones. Every time they go customs, they said, okay, do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And the camera, they said, open the camera, and they open the camera with the same face.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Every time we go customs, it's like,
so. One of the twins won though. They had heads up, drew each other, and
I think Christian red lit and David got the win.
3,000 red, they are already playing with the thousands. Because this race this weekend and also the event during the year is going to be defined by reaction. So, yeah, power is there, but not sufficient to catch the other guys. That we know that we have to be 0-0 somewhere.
Who did you guys draw for next round?
The next round is going to be Troy Coughlin
Okay.
and yellow cars with rejects. And he's pretty much the same with David. They run pretty much the same. ET and performance and everything. So it's going to be defined by little adjustments that they put in up in this thing.
All the cars are about as equal as they can get. It just comes down to driver. And like they're running 650s NA. So NA stick shift cars. So like, I mean, no power adders or anything. Like we get it easy. These cars, you can push them with a couple of fingers because everything, well, $265,000 worth of chassis work to make the thing roll with two fingers to where we get whatever's left and we can turn it into a pro mod car.
And somebody asked me, is that plus tax or is net? You tell me.
Exactly. Good. Very embarrassing because we broke, and at the end of the day, we ended up with a trophy, a participation award. So that's kind of sad. Either way, good nitro racing, and we're gonna go watch the finals and see who wins. That part's all good. Participation trophy, it'll be on eBay tomorrow. Oh, you beat Austin Cox, so like that guy's been on wires, so. Okay, Top Fuel final. We'll see who wins. Two people that shouldn't be in the finals are there.
Josh Hart and Sean Reed.
Josh Hart, Sean Reed. Who you got?